Welcome to our channel. My name is Tracy. I'm the keeper of the home here at 4D Farms, where we are all about home, family, and living this life that God has so graciously blessed us with. Our channel is full of content that I hope encourages you, inspires you, and most of all helps you on your journey. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you will get notified every time new content is uploaded. We hope to see you in each and every video. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's video where I am going to talk about and do a video on ways that you can preserve eggs. Okay? If you have your own chickens and you have just got eggs coming out of your ears, basically, and you honestly do not know what to do with them, and you've tried, you're selling them, you're cooking with them, you're baking with them, but they're still just multiplying, okay? Or if you decide that you want to preserve some eggs and you go buy eggs when they're on sale, I'm going to talk you through some ways. I'm not going to do all the ways today that I can do eggs in this video, but I can talk you through some. And today I'm actually going to be pickling some eggs. I love pickled eggs, okay? But in these pickled eggs, I'm going to be using a pickle brine that you mix everything together, okay? And I'm getting it out of the Ball Blue Book. You can use like the bread and butter pickle recipe, or you can use the dill recipe. However you want your eggs to be pickled. You can either do, like I said, bread and butter sweet version, or you can do a dill sour version. Okay, I'm just getting it out of the Ball Blue Book. Okay, and it just depends on how many eggs I have as to how many times I have to multiply the recipe. Okay, so I found one that does 1 quart. So I have 2 quarts just for testing purposes. I want to see what these taste like. I've pickled eggs before, but I'll tell you how I did it. And this is a quick version, okay? If you got pickles coming out of your ears, you want to know something else to do with them, pickle them. That's number one, pickle them, besides eating them and baking with them, okay? Pickle some. And I'll tell you a quick brine. You know, the leftover juice that you have from bread and butter pickles or anything pickled or dill pickles, save that juice, y'all. I have boiled eggs before and saved pickle juice, and after we get done eating the pickles out of it, and just boiled me some eggs, peeled them, and then put them in that jar and about give it 24 hours overnight or whatever, and y'all, the next day they're already taking on the pickle juice form and the taste. Go in there and it's just a quick snack, okay? So there's your quick way to pickle you some eggs. That way is kind of called refrigerator pickles, okay? Where you can put them in some kind of brine, a pre-made brine or something like that, or make your own brine. There's a difference in the pickling eggs. You can do a refrigerator pickle version where you make your brine, or you use a brine and you just do a quart or 2 at a time, or a gallon, and you put them in the refrigerator. But if you want long-term shelf storage, you can water bath them long enough to seal the jars, okay? And you will have some on your shelf stable. That's the kind I'm doing today. I usually can do the refrigerator pickles, and like I said, save the brine from pickle jars and then just drop them in there, okay? And just have them in the refrigerator. Take them out as a snack. Quick egg salad sandwich, and it's already got that flavor in there, okay? Or I'm doing these today for shelf stable purposes because I want to get a stock of pickled eggs in my pantry. So I'm experimenting with this today. So I'm going to make me up a brine, and then I'm going to pour the brine into my jars over my eggs. I have already, just in case I don't get to video each step doing this, it's an easy process, okay? I have boiled and peeled some eggs, enough for 2 quarts. Okay, I'm fixing to mix my brine solution and my seasonings. I will put the recipe in the description box below. And then you boil that brine for 5 minutes is all it takes. This is the easiest brine ever. Okay, then I'm going to ladle it into my jars. Y'all know my routine by now if you've seen any of my canning videos. Ladle it into my jars. 1-inch headspace. Wipe the rim of the jar off to make sure there's no nicks, no dirty, no stickiness, okay, that will interfere with them sealing. Put my lid on, put my ring on, fingertip tight. Then I'm going to put it in a water bath for 10 minutes. Rolling water bath for 10 minutes just to seal the jars. Then I will take them out of my water bath and set them on the side somewhere to cool off, okay? That's it. Okay, I will send you little snippets, okay, in this video. But my main reason is for this video is I want to talk to you about so many different ways to preserve eggs. Okay, y'all, homesteaders had to do this. Pioneer days, they had some surplus of eggs. If they weren't selling them for credit at the mercantile like Ma Ingalls did, they were eating them on the chuck wagons, you know, cattle roundups, cattle drives, or every morning they were having them for breakfast. They were having them for supper sometimes, okay? That's all they had to eat. But if they ever got into where they had to preserve them for shelf storage, okay, these are some ways they come up with. There's 2 ways that they used to do this back in those days. And one was pickling, just like I'm telling you. They had salt brines, okay? And probably some spices, okay? A second way was water glassing, but I've never done that. I've never tried it. That may be something I may try later. Water glassing, okay? Like the pioneer women people did it. So pickling and water glassing, research that. Because you can do that by the gallons, okay? It is a lime solution, and it is called water glassing eggs, okay? Just research it. You'll see. And it's in a lime solution, okay? Let's see. As far as cooking them, oh my gosh, y'all, I could go for days what you can cook with eggs. Scrambled eggs, you know, your basic eggs for breakfast, okay? I've got videos on egg bites, make ahead breakfasts where I cook batches of egg, like scrambled eggs, and put them in burritos, put them on bagels, make egg sandwiches with different things. Watch those videos because I use a lot of eggs. Shuffles, okay, uses a lot of eggs, okay? And y'all, after you get done cooking these, you freeze, okay? You can freeze the breakfast sandwiches for make-ahead breakfasts. That's in one of my videos. Make-ahead breakfast burritos. That's in one of my videos. Shuffles, where me and my granddaughters making shuffles. They love shuffles to eat for breakfast. And y'all, the protein. It's so nutritious, okay? Of course, you're going to bake with them. Gosh, you use them in things as a binder. Okay, deviled eggs. Now we're going to do pickled eggs. I can either throw these in the refrigerator when I'm done, or I can put them on my shelf, okay? Whichever way I want to do it. These, since I'm going to water bath them, they're going to go on my shelf, okay? So if I like how these turned out, I know how they're going to turn out as far as the dill pickle version, because like I said, I save pickle juice, and I'll drop them down in there, let them sit for 24 hours, and then they're already accumulating that taste. And I leave them in the refrigerator. But this is the first time I've followed a brine solution and water bath them for shelf purposes. So we're doing a little test today. And I'm going to like it anyway. I know I am. I love them as a snack. Okay? Oh my gosh, let's say you can freeze eggs. You can freeze eggs. And I'm going to tell you a bunch of ways to do that. There are people that will take their hard-boiled egg. No. I'm sorry. I'm on another thought. This is another process. Okay? You can crack open your eggs and you can freeze them so many different ways. Okay? Some people will take their eggs and an ice cube tray, and they'll take 1 egg and dump it in each cell in an ice cube tray. Okay? Put it in the freezer. When they're froze solid, pop them like you do ice cubes, okay? Take them out, transfer them to a Ziploc bag, okay? You can take 1 egg out at a time if it's a single serving, or you can take a bunch out, okay? Let them thaw out and then cook them. And if you're saying, yeah, but they're going to be watery, how many of y'all, besides me, when you're making eggs, scrambled or anything like that, that you put milk in them? I do, because I love a fluffy, filled up egg, okay? And the extra milk is just extra vitamins, okay? I got a little video where I showed you a 5-minute breakfast, okay? Where I took 1 egg, little bit of milk, and I did it in the microwave. Easiest breakfast ever. 5 minutes is all it took me, y'all. I love adding milk to my eggs. If you don't have milk, you can add powdered milk. If you don't have that, y'all, some of the old timers, to make their eggs stretch, and people with large families, to make their eggs stretch, they put water in them. It fluffs them up, okay? So them being frozen and then thawed out is not going to be an issue. Now, you might not want to use frozen eggs when you're baking, okay? That might get a little different. But the good thing is you can freeze them anyway. You can crack them open to where the yolk is still by itself and then the white, okay? And don't try not to break the yolk even when they're thawed out, okay? I've seen some people take them and drop them on cookie sheets and let them freeze, and then try to break them apart carefully, and then actually let them thaw out in a frying pan and then fry them. Y'all, it can be done. Play with them, y'all. See what you can do. You can scramble them up, whisk them up, and then put them in the ice cube trays, okay? I've seen some people freeze them in portions, how many ever eggs you want in a portion, and whisk them up and put them in a Ziploc bag. The cool thing is, when you get it out, you let it defrost. Don't pour it out. Keep it in the Ziploc bag. Add you some things like a vegetable, a green, a meat, a cheese, or something like that. Put it in the microwave and you've got an instant omelet. You just tear open the bag, flop it on your plate. You got an instant omelet. And hotel cooking, college cooking, you can make omelets in a Ziploc bag, okay? With frozen eggs. Y'all, get creative. There's so many ways that you can freeze eggs. Try it, okay? Now, there's other ways to preserve eggs. I have seen, I'm in a canning group on Facebook, and people are canning eggs. Yes. I believe they're hard-boiled. I'm not sure, y'all. I'm going to have to check into it. They're canning eggs. Water bathing or pressure canning. I may check into that. And if I try it, I may do a video on it, okay? People are canning milk, y'all. People are canning butter, okay? In case we face some hard times. You got things. People are canning water to have on hand if something happens to your water, okay? It's preparedness, y'all. Not trying to freak you out and scare you, but, common sense. Hey, I'm going to have to take care of myself if something happens, okay? Bottled water may be flying off the shelves in a natural disaster, or like a cold front that we just had come through, okay? Our crews are actually out today having to restore some power, okay? There you go. You may need this stuff sometime, okay? Some people are water bathing eggs and pressure canning eggs for shelf stable, okay? You can freeze eggs. You can dehydrate eggs and rehydrate them later. Yes, people are getting into freeze drying eggs now, okay? And storing them in jars, rehydrating them just like just like the dehydrated, okay? Freeze drying is different than dehydrating, okay? I would like to check into freeze drying, okay, for surplus things when you start running out of pantry space, okay? So you can freeze eggs. You can freeze them in a Ziploc bag. You can freeze them in ice cube trays. You can freeze them on cookie sheets. You can freeze them in a bowl, whatever. You can leave them whole to where the yolks is still separate from the whites, or scramble them up, whisk them up, and freeze them that way. There you go. You can pickle them, okay, just like I'm fixing to do, either refrigerator or shelf stable. All kinds of cooking ideas, y'all, okay? So many cooking ideas with eggs. Don't tell me you don't use eggs, okay? Because you're going to have them, okay? So, that is a lot of ways you can preserve eggs, okay? Salads, salad sandwiches, egg salad sandwiches. Put them in with your tuna. Put them in with your chicken salad, okay? Y'all, the possibilities are endless with eggs. But catch them when they go on sale and do something with these eggs for a later time, y'all, okay? I have actually got some eggs in there that I'm going to test. I took a couple of eggs, I whisked them up, and I put them in a Ziploc bag. One morning, I'm going to try me a microwave omelet, just like I did, okay? I mean, just like I'm going to try it one morning. But, y'all, I have several videos on how I'm using eggs as far as making breakfasts, okay? And then freezing eggs. I'm going to and then pickling eggs. So later on, I might get into looking into canning eggs, and what's the other one? Water glassing. I may check into that, okay? So there you go. There's different ways that you can preserve eggs. Look it up, research it. Every time eggs goes on sale, grab a bunch. You can do eggs this way. I am going to do this today. I've got my jars ready. I'll turn you around and let you see my progress so far. All I've got so far is I've got my jars ready right here. I've already boiled and peeled my eggs. Okay, I'm only going to have 2 jars this morning. I'm fixing to get my brine ready. I'm fixing to get my stock pot on the stove, get me some water boiling so I can get ready to drop them in the water bath, process them for 10 minutes, and I'm done, okay? This preparation is probably what takes the longest, y'all. I actually boiled these eggs a couple of days ago, and I've had them in a bowl, okay? But don't peel them until you are ready to can them, because if you go ahead and peel them, the outer is going to start drying out. So I didn't want that to happen. So as I do this, I will just take some little snippets, okay? So this is a way, some ideas that you can preserve even eggs to have on hand for later, okay? So I hope y'all enjoy this, and I'll get some little snippets here in just a minute of my process, okay? I'll be right back. In case I forget to put this in the description box below, I'm just going to tell you what I used, okay? This recipe, and I made some substitutions, okay? So this recipe, I'm having to make some substitutions, and it's for 1 quart. So I've got 2 quarts, so I'm having to double it, okay? And all it is distilled white vinegar. For 1 quart, it is 2 cups, okay? Then for, let's see, white vinegar, then let's see, what did I take them off for? Let me start over, okay? This is the recipe that I got in the book, okay? But like I said, I'm making some substitutions, and this is for 1 quart, okay? So let me read it off before I forget what I'm doing over there for 2 quarts. Okay, let's see. For 1 quart, 2 cups white vinegar, 2/3 cup sugar, 1 tablespoon mustard seed, 1.5 teaspoon celery seed, 3/4 teaspoon turmeric, 2 whole cloves, 2 teaspoons salt. Now that is the written directions, okay, from the book for 1 quart, okay? However, I made some substitutions. Instead of buying all those different individual seeds and spices, can you see that? Mixed pickling spices. This has, I picked this up at Walmart. This has your mustard seed. I love the black peppercorns. See, it didn't call for black peppercorns, but I love that. So, black peppercorns, dill seed, cardamom, cassia, whatever that is, ginger, coriander, allspice, little bit of chili pepper to give it a little kick, cloves, and bay leaves. I am going to like this probably more than just that one. The only thing I need to add is just the turmeric, because I want to give it that little bit of extra flavor and that little bit of color. Okay, so turmeric. Pickling salt. Do not use iodized salt, okay? That'll change the whole flavor, okay? Pickling salt if you're going to pickle something, okay? And then just distilled white vinegar. As far as the sugar, I substituted and I used stevia, okay? You can use a sugar substitute. So I'm going to make this to where my husband can enjoy them too. So I'm substituting the regular sugar, granulated white sugar, for stevia, okay? So, when doing the spices like this, instead of those measurements for the individual seeds, I used 2.5 tablespoons for this. Okay, so we're going to start off with that. Okay, now that is for 2 quarts. Okay, if it's for 1 quart, okay, half it. Okay, which will be 1 tablespoon and 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, so 1.5. Half that, y'all. Okay, y'all know by now. Yeah, math. Okay, I have to really sit down and think about it. So I made some substitutions because I picked this up at Walmart and I wanted to try it because it's got the peppercorns, the coriander, the cardamom, the ginger. I think this is really going to kick it up a notch better than this one. But my main reason for looking in my Ball Blue book was to look for the vinegar ratio, okay, for 2 quarts, okay? And some people put a ratio of vinegar and water, okay? So I'm going to try this recipe, y'all. We're just going to see how it turns out. So it tells you, take all these ingredients, put them in a saucepan, bring it to a boil, and let it boil for 5 minutes, okay? Prepare your jars. Put your food in your jars if you're doing pickles or if you're doing eggs, okay? Put everything in your jars. Get your jars ready while that's boiling. I've already got mine ready. So when this comes off the stove, after it gets done boiling, I'm going to put my funnel on my jars and I'm going to get my ladle and I'm going to ladle it in the jars and let y'all see that pretty color, okay? And then we'll just go from there. So I'll bring you right back. I'll get y'all another shot of that because I forgot to add the turmeric, y'all. I got to pay attention to what I'm doing. All right? I'm fixing to bring this to a boil and let it boil for 5 minutes. Oh, y'all be careful because vinegar is strong. It'll take your breath away, okay? So be careful. Here's a good one, y'all. Just eat a boiled egg as a snack, okay? Good protein. This one I didn't put in the jar because when I peeled it, it started coming, sticking, peeling off on the white. So this one's just going to be my snack, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just going to start ladling this in my jars. Oh, look at that beautiful color, y'all. This is going to be so good. Oh, that vinegar is so strong, y'all. Be careful breathing in vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and get this one done just to make sure I have enough brine so I don't have to do any more. I may have some left over. I may do just a couple of eggs enough to finish up the brine. We'll see. Just put them, and I'll put them in the refrigerator. Okay, some of my spices is on the bottom. I want to make sure I get plenty of spices in these jars. Can y'all see that? Woo, half-inch head space or 1-inch head space. Make sure I'm covering all the egg. Oh, I got some left over, y'all. It's not enough for a whole quart. There we go. Oh, that's so strong, y'all. Oh, goodness. All right. I'll set this over here. I want to wipe off my jars. Look at that color, y'all. I cannot wait to taste these. Look at that beautiful color. Oh my gosh. Oh, we got a debubble. I want to make sure, but I don't want to puncture my eggs. So I'm going to try to be very gentle. Debubble. And I want to make sure, kind of like there's no white spots on the eggs. I want, see how like, let me go to this front one so you can see. So like that one right there. I want it submerged in that liquid. Well, they may not because I'm puncturing some of my eggs and I don't want to do that. Okay, but we do need to debubble. Okay, we got to do that. Get all the air bubbles out of there. Okay, we're going to do that. Okay. Look at that rich color, y'all. Look at those spices. Okay. I'm not going to be able to make sure that all the white is got, but that's okay. The longer that they sit in here, it's going to get that flavor, y'all. I've just got to make sure I can go in here and debubble without tearing an egg up. Okay. There we go. Getting those air bubbles out, okay? I need a little more spices. That one is good. This one just needs a tad more. Boop. Right there. All right, I've actually got a little bit more, y'all, so I can put this in the refrigerator and save this brine. Oh, let me do this right quick. Then I'll come back and tell you what I'm going to do with this last minute brine. Since these are going in the refrigerator, I mean, y'all, I can't think this morning. Since these are going to go in the pantry, I'm going to treat this leftover brine and do refrigerator version pickles, refrigerator pickles. I'm going to let this brine cool off, put it in a jar, boil up me just maybe a couple of more little eggs, drop them in there, and just put them in the refrigerator and let them soak for 24 hours. See, fingertip tight for 24 hours. And I'll have refrigerator pickles. That's probably about, yeah, that might be another quart right there. How many fit in there? 12 eggs fit in there. So if I've got another dozen eggs in there, I might boil them up and just use this quart and put them in the refrigerator with this leftover brine, okay? Because I'm ready to do these today, okay? Putting these on the shelf. I'm ready to do these today. So I can use this brine as a taste tester and see if I need to tweak or do anything any different before I do another big batch. That's a good idea. Thank y'all for helping me think that through, okay? So I'll do that. This will be my taste testing. I'll tweak whatever needs to be tweaked. This will be turned into refrigerator pickles, okay? Something quick. They don't have to be water bathed, in other words, to seal the jars. You just put them in the refrigerator, okay? If I need to do any tweaking, then I'll know the next time I make some, fix it on my recipe. There you go. That's what I'll do. I'll do that. I think I got another dozen eggs in here somewhere, okay? So that's what I'll do. I'll just save this brine. And this brine will last a long time, y'all, in the refrigerator because it's vinegar. Vinegar is also a preservation, okay? So that's all it's going to do. So what I'm fixing to do, I can actually, let me see if I can do this. I'm going to grab this jar. It's not too hot. Let me make sure my water. hot jar, hot liquid, hot water in your water bath. You do not want to bust your jars. So we're going to take this jar. Let me see if I can get y'all right here. Woo! Put that down in there just like that. See? Put that down in there. Let's grab this other jar. Not hot. Not hot to the hands anyway. All right, I'm going to put it down in here. My level of water is just right because in a water bath canner, you have to cover your lids, okay? So we're going to let this water start boiling and we're going to process for 10 minutes. Okay? After that's done, I'll let them process for 10 minutes, just long enough to seal the jars, y'all. Then I will take it off the burner. I'm going to take the jars out and put them over on the canner. On the counter. I told y'all I couldn't talk today. I'll put them over on the counter and let y'all see what they look like after they've been processed, okay? So I'll catch you back here in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and recap on a few things, okay? If you want to do a quick pickle in the refrigerator, let me say this. The difference between refrigerator pickles and the ones that you are going to process in the water bath for shelf stable is, one, you can just throw your eggs in some brine and put them in the refrigerator. They do not have to be water bath. The purpose for the water bath is to seal the jars so you can store them in your pantry for longer shelf life, okay? If you're not going to make a whole bunch and longer shelf life, they don't have to be water bathed, okay? I'm doing this because I'm going to put these in the pantry, okay? I need my jars to seal. So that's the purpose for doing them in the water bath, just for 10 minutes to seal the jar, to create that vacuum, okay, and seal that jar. This little leftover brine right here, I just poured in the jar. I'm going to use this for refrigerator eggs, okay? I'm just going to boil up maybe 6 more eggs, 4, 5, 6 eggs, and use these as refrigerator pickles. I'm not going to have to water bath these. That's the difference, y'all, between the refrigerator pickles and water bathing it for longer shelf life. I just wanted to stress that, okay? So don't think that you have to water bath them. That's just if you're going to store them in the pantry, okay? Refrigerator pickles, save that pickle juice from them jars of pickles, boil you up some eggs, drop them down in there. You can probably use that brine up to maybe 3 times. But after so many times of replenishing and putting new eggs in there, then it starts taking on an eggy flavor. So 2 to 3 times, you can get some more use out of store-bought pickle juice brine, okay? So there's a good way to use up that juice that you're pouring down the drain, or hopefully you're not doing that. Y'all can, y'all, I'll tell you something right now. You can use some pickle juice, okay? To make a brine with. Throw you some eggs in there. Y'all, you can cut up cucumbers and you can still do a quick refrigerator pickle. You can use that same brine and pickle just about anything you want to pickle. Get you a couple of cucumbers, slice them up and put them in there and let them sit overnight. Zucchini rounds. You can do pickled mixed vegetables, cauliflower, celery, carrots, radishes, peppers, onions. You can make a medley, broccoli. You can make a medley and pickle vegetables using leftover brine, y'all. You can actually use leftover brine in a marinade. Some Chinese dishes, their sauces. What else? There's just some ways to use leftover pickle juice, y'all. Okay, you got cramps, leg cramps, pickle juice. Okay, something else. So don't throw that liquid gold away, y'all. Save that pickle juice for something else. But if you don't have the relish to put in your deviled eggs, just put some of the juice in there, y'all. So there you go. I'm going to let these process and I'll bring you back and let you see what they look like, the finished product, okay? I got a little tip for y'all. I'm fixing to make me an egg salad sandwich with this other little egg over here. We like to buy a lot of things in bulk, okay? And we buy these little squirt bottles. I'm gonna show you a little trick. I'm gonna take some of this Miracle Whip and I'm gonna put in this gallon Ziploc bag, okay? Wait till you see what I do next. Y'all, I used to fight around with funnels till I got sick of it, and I couldn't, tablespoons trying to fill this up, and then it dawned on me one day, there's gotta be a quicker way. There is. I don't know if y'all can see this. Hold on. Piping. Y'all, why didn't I think of that before? Gosh. We do our mustards, our mayonnaises, ketchups. Because sometimes, y'all, it's cheap. If I got some left over, that's okay. I'll squirt it back in the bag. Sometimes it's cheaper to buy the big container, y'all, and just get you some squirt bottles and keep filling them up than it is to go and buy one thing of mayonnaise. Know your price differences, y'all. Okay, I got too much, so I'm going to squirt this back in the container. So there you go, y'all. Oh, ranch dressing. Oh my gosh, y'all. Our granddaughters will do ranch dressing on everything. So we buy ranch dressing in bulk around here too, okay? So your big condiments like this, either reuse your bottle that you purchased, okay? And then just buy a big container of this and keep refilling it, y'all. Ranch dressing, mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, a lot of your condiments. Worcestershire sauce, we do that for Worcestershire sauce. We keep the store-bought bottle. We bought the big container. We just keep filling it back up. All of our condiments are just about, some of them we buy in bulk, and then we just reuse them that way. Okay, so there's another good little tip, okay? I'll be back. Here's my Worcestershire sauce bottle, y'all. Here's my store-bought bottle. I'm fixing to fill it back up, okay? Y'all, we do a lot of meats. We have cows, we have a lot of steaks, we have a lot of beef, okay? So, and we buy a lot of meat in bulk. So, marinades, y'all. So, I'm just going to fill this baby back up. I got my little funnel here. Y'all can't see that, can you? It's okay. I'm going to fill this up. I'll be right back. There's my filled up bottle, y'all. Little funnel. Worcestershire sauce. Okay? Worcestershire sauce is found in a lot of your marinades and your sauces. Not just, you know, cooking with something. So, yeah, we use a lot of that. So, while I'm waiting, there's your two little tips right there. Well, that's good. We got pickled eggs. So, I am done for the day.